This is the Chirp RPM. It is one of the newest devices from Chirp. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what comes with this device out of the box. I'll talk about what does RPM stand for. I'll talk about how I think this really combines three devices into one. We'll talk about some of the specifications and features of this, and at the end I will go ahead and use it and provide my overall thoughts. So to start off, let's take a look at what comes with this device out of the box. So the first thing you see when you open the box is the device itself, which looks like this. You've got these big plastic beads on it. You've got sort of this signature Chirp green on it. You've got two handles, one on either side. No buttons or anything on one handle, but the other handle does have one button on one side and then two other buttons on the other side, both with this little green circle around them so they're easy to see. No Chirp branding whatsoever on it other than the end of the handle here. On the other end of the handle you have a charging port. So overall, this is what the device looks like. It is 9 inches wide across this main part and then 5 inches tall. The whole thing is about 22 inches long. So that is what the device looks like. The next thing you get is this little stand. This stand is what the device actually sits in, like that. This is made from plastic. It's got the Chirp branding on the bottom of it. It's got 4 rubber feet on the bottom of it, and that is that. The next thing you get is the charging cord. The charging cord does just plug into the end of the device like that. And then lastly, you get a 6-page color user manual that just walks through the different components of starting and using the device. So to talk about the name of this device now, RPM, that stands for Rolling Percussive Massage. It is a device that actually does quite a few things, and I really view this as being 3 devices in one. They sort of say 2, I really think it's 3. So first off, it does pretty obviously look like some sort of foam roller. Obviously it's hard plastic, this is all made of ABS plastic, but it is designed to be a roller. So you're gonna hold these handles and roll over whatever muscle tissue you want. So that is the first thing that it's gonna emulate, is a foam roller. The next thing I think is a little unique specifically to runners, but it is called the stick, or the runner stick. It is just a plastic stick with handles with some plastic beads on it. So obviously you can see how it looks a little similar to that with the handles on either end here. But I think it's similar to that because you've got these big plastic beads on it, and these actually all spin and rotate. So as this is rolling, so are these individual plastic beads. And then the last thing you'll notice is that on these plastic beads, they're sort of higher and lower on each individual bead, and then they alternate. So if you're gonna sort of focus on one spot and roll around, it's gonna go higher, lower, lower. And so with that design, that's how it's really gonna mimic the percussive massage and how the percussive massage is moving up and down, back and forth. And that's how these little beads are gonna be hitting your muscle or your tissue and just going up and down and sort of mimicking that percussive massage movement. So when you look at this device, you see that's kind of what it does. It looks like a couple different things all in one. Now, it is a 5-speed reversible speed device. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and just show what I mean by 5 speeds first. So in order to turn it on, you just press and hold this power button for a couple seconds. You're going to get some lights on the end that's going to indicate the different speeds. So go ahead and quick press this. That's going to be first speed, but you can just click that to rotate through the speeds here. You see it's not moving at all yet. In order to get it to move, you're going to press and hold this button, which sort of has a trigger feel to it. It's raised off of this and it has a little bit of an indent. And you're just going to squeeze that, and as soon as you squeeze that, it's going to start to rotate. Now it's reversible in the sense that you can also hit this button and it'll change the direction that it's rotating. So it's a 5-speed device. That's the first speed. Again, second speed, third speed, fourth speed, and 5th speed. And then as soon as you let go of that trigger, it'll stop. So that's a safety mechanism. It only works when you're pressing it. So you can't lock this in place to keep it on or anything like that. Now with this, I'll also say that Chirp advertises the stall force on this to be 60 pounds. That means that you can apply 60 pounds of pressure against this, whatever muscle tissue, if you're pushing this on your leg. That's how hard you can press before it's actually going to stop moving. But because these all rotate, that makes it very, very difficult to do, because the harder you press, it just keeps spinning It's sort of like those old, I can kind of compare it to those old car mats that just have wooden beads on them that go in your back seat. But they don't advertise the speeds of the device at all, so I can't share that with you at all. I wasn't able to find it anywhere in the user manual, anywhere on their website, anywhere online, but it does have 5 different speeds. So if you want something a little bit faster and aggressive, you can get all the way up to that 5th speed. I haven't really noticed a huge difference between the speeds when I've been using it, but overall, you know, it feels really good on whatever speed you're using it on. So I will go ahead and show myself using this now. And so the cool thing about this is not only can you use it on your legs, your calves, any tissues like this holding it, but with this stand, you can also set it on the ground. And I just turned it on. And that's probably designed to be that way, actually, now that I think about it, because this is going to be pressing the trigger in the handle here. So this is definitely intentional with it so that it can continue to move hands-free. But I'm going to lift it off here and turn it off just while I talk about this. But with this stand, as you just saw, it'll move hands-free. So you can set this on the ground and do your feet. You can set it on a table and get sort of your triceps, or if you wanted to put it and do it on your back of your neck really, really gently, you can do all that without having to hold that trigger. So you can really target a lot of different parts of your body with it. I'd say it'd be pretty difficult to get your back. But that being said, I'm going to do just a few different shots here of just showing myself using it, specifically on sort of my calves, on my thighs. I will sort of move it around, show it on my feet, and just to show what this is all capable of. So again, just to turn it on, pull the trigger, and you'll see it's rotating one way, but I can just hold it here and pull back towards my body, roll with it. And this feels rather aggressive when I'm pushing down on it, but I can also just go lighter and let the device sort of give me a very gentle percussive massage. So that's just a few clips of how you can use this device. I'll say just in terms of how it feels, it definitely feels very aggressive because it is a lot of hard plastic. This is a pretty heavy device, so this is 7 pounds, so it is a good amount of weight and good amount of pressure on its own. It has a nice wide massage area, so I like that I was able to get my full quad, my full glute, my full hamstring, my full calf. So I definitely like that, but I will say I wish that the percussive feeling was a little bit more percussive feeling. You probably could see it in some of the videos of my legs. You could definitely see my muscle tissues bouncing, but this is a very, very low, what would be stroke length on a massage gun. This is probably only like 4 to 5 millimeters between the peak and valley of these little bumps here. So it's not super, super percussive. I would almost describe it as more vibrational if you're comparing it strictly to a massage gun. The other thing I'll say is that I noticed a lot of my leg hairs were getting caught in it, so I do kind of wish that these beads were maybe individualized rather than one big solid bead in each row. But overall, the feeling of it definitely felt good. I really actually enjoyed the feeling of this on the bottom of my foot the most when I had it in the stand, especially when I got to the pads of my feet. I really noticed that that was really, really comfortable for me, but also really enjoyable on my calves. Just having that rotating pressure and getting a bunch of the different little bumps. It's sort of like some of those bumpy foam rollers that you use, which are obviously very, very painful, but when you get sort of that percussive feeling and the vibration, it sort of starts to numb some of that discomfort and pain, which is similar to some of the vibrational buzzing, different tools with the vibrating massage balls, things like that. So sort of mimics that, but certainly a unique experience, one that I've never experienced before with a roller. Some other pieces of information about this device. So it is currently on sale. Right now it's around $200. I've seen it as high as $250. They do have a 60-day return policy. So if you want to buy it, try it out, don't think you like it, you can send it back within 60 days. It is HSA, FSA eligible. It comes with a 1-year warranty. And I think this could be a decent holiday gift for anybody that's looking to provide a unique tool to a runner or athlete in their family. I think whoever is using this would find a lot of different ways to get some different relief with it, provided they continue to use it. I think that if you're looking specifically for percussive massage, that you're gonna find more value from a massage gun at roughly the same price. But if you're looking for something that does have sort of that myofascial foam rolling component of it, I've not tried anything quite as unique as this. So that's what I'll say on that. In terms of some of the things that I like versus things that I think they can improve on. So I really like the wide massage area on this. I like that it is sort of the first device that I've seen that does the rotating with the bumps and is just really unique in that sense. I like that it has the base so you can go hands-free and do a lot of different things with that if you didn't want to be holding it. I think having that base allows you to put some different amounts of pressure on it as well without having to press your arms on it, because you can essentially just control the amount of body weight that is laying against the device when it's on that stand. And then in terms of some things that I think they could maybe improve, it is quite heavy, so having to hold this with 2 hands is definitely a necessity. You really can't massage anything with 1 hand. Now I can hold it with 1 hand like this, but I'm not gonna be able to do anything effective in terms of massage with 1 hand. It definitely needs 2 hands if you're gonna be doing anything that's gonna require pushing and you're not using that base. So a little bit of a negative there with the weight. Generally speaking, I think the price point could be a little bit high on this, but overall, again, you're combining sort of 3 tools in one, and it's pretty unique. So I think you could probably go either way on the price there, but it just seems a little bit high to me. So definitely good advantage with it being on sale right now, but at that full price point just seems a little bit high to me. And then the last thing I'll say, I mentioned it earlier, I just wish that either these beads were separated and or that there was a little bit more variance between the peak and valley of them to truly give it more of that percussive feel. Maybe they could even take these and cover them in sort of the foam that you might get on some of the massage heads and give it a little bit softer. It is pretty aggressive just in its own right with the plastic beads, but those are just some general overall thoughts. Again, it's really unique, so I don't have a lot to compare it to, but I did think that it felt pretty good in a lot of the areas that I was trying it in. Again, especially my feet. If you're somebody that spends a lot of time on your feet, you could find this to be really, really relaxing and really comfortable. So if you guys have questions about the Chirp RPM, go ahead, drop in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer those questions. If you like videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel, hit that thumbs up, hit the notification bell. Otherwise, that is the Chirp RPM. That's a review. Enjoy your recovery.